What up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Singh's Derby Army, hitting you with the review of Derby County 1, Nottingham Forest 1. First of all, I just want to apologise for not doing a preview review for the Huddersfield game. Just had a lot going on with work and other commitments that I've got going on, but I'll do a quick summary of it now. Huddersfield 1, Derby 0. Didn't look great on the night. Max Bird had an awful game against Huddersfield, so we really lacked that bite in midfield. I always thought that with Shinnie in midfield and Knight, it brings a lot more balance into the side, and we saw that today with the game against Nottingham Forest. Shinnie and Knight complement each other in midfield. Knight is he's like the Bryson type player. He's always running, he's always energetic, he's always up and down the pitch, and Shinnie does all the dirty work. He gets stuck in, and they really complement each other. So them two in the middle of the park will always work. But yeah, in terms of the Huddersfield game, Bird really had a shocker. His free kicks were poor, his corners were poor. He just looks short of confidence, actually, to be honest with you. And I'm quite glad to see that he was on the bench for the Forest game today. Yeah, just a quick summary of the Huddersfield game. We were done by a counter-attack. Again, it was a pretty balanced game in terms of two evenly matched sides. Nothing to really split them apart. They got the goal and we didn't. Seems to be a reoccurring theme at the minute, but it's just the way things are at the minute for us. We're not getting the rub of the green. Right, so moving on to the Nottingham Forest game. Yeah, Derby 1, Forest 1, courtesy of a Waghorn 25-yard free kick. You can tell he's obviously been practicing with Wayne Rooney, because that free kick was out the top drawer, really. But we always knew that Waghorn had that in his locker. He's always been able to take free kicks. Him, Lawrence, Rudy. I mean, we're not short of dead ball specialists in the side. So it was quite nice to see Waghorn put one in the back of the net today. It was actually his first start since injury, and I thought he put a really good shift in today. He played the way we expect the number 9 to play. His hold-up play was pretty good. Link-up play with Josviak and Lawrence. I think the three of them were interchanging throughout the game today, and you can see it was causing Forest some problems. Waghorn had the complete striker's performance today, so you can't really fault him, and he got man of the match from Sky. So it just goes to show the quality that he can possess up front. Yeah, I thought he had a pretty solid game. I was very impressed with Lee Buchanan on the left wing back role, and obviously Nathan Byrne is become a Rolls Royce of a right back at the minute. He's just putting in great performances every week now. You sort of come to expect it from Nathan Byrne. Nathan Byrne's actually, he had put another good shift in today. Really good going forward. Yeah, solid game yet again. Nothing but praise for him. Lee Buchanan. I was saying this to my family that we were watching the game with. I was there when he played against Brentford, and Brentford tore him apart that game. He's come on leaps and bounds ever since, and you can see the confidence in him now. And he's really good going forward. He's still working on his defensive game. There are little things he can tweak on, but I think he'll be fine. In terms of going forward, he's a real outlet, especially when he's doubling up with whoever's on the left. So sometimes it was Josviak, sometimes it was Lawrence, and really linked up well. I think we're starting to see a more settled side now, especially with the three at the back. It was actually nice to see Koku play players in their right positions. It wasn't square pegs in round holes. It was everybody in their right positions. Shinnie and Knight balance in midfield. Said it from the start. Put them two together in midfield, there's more of a balance. Nothing against Max Bird, great player. But the game would have bypassed him today. And the energy that Knight give and the effort that Shinny put in, I'd have probably given Shinny man of the match today. Actually, he really put a shift in. It was a really dogged performance by him. Did everything he needed to do in the middle of the park. Nothing really got past him actually, and even going forward, he had a good effort that was saved by Samba in the first half, and then obviously in the second half he got put through 1-on-1, but it was on his weaker foot. Um, that's what I can put it down to. I mean, he should have scored that goal, but uh, on his weaker foot, I guess you can forgive him for that. But yeah, Shinny and Knight in the midfield, it gives the team real balance and allows the wing backs and the front three to really go and push forward. And a lot of the time, either Jason Knight or Shinny will both be in the attack as well, because they've both, Knight especially, has the legs to attack. So yeah, I was pretty happy with that. The front three interchanged throughout the game. So you'd had Lawrence, Josviak and Wagon. And it worked to our strengths really, because Forest didn't really know in the first half how to deal with us. On the balance of play in the first half, I thought we deserved a 1-0 lead. Should have gone in with a 2-0 lead. I think had we gone in with the 2-0 lead, I think the game would have been over from there. Obviously then in the second half, knockout come on, made a difference for Forest actually. They got their equaliser, albeit a bit dubious. Obviously because, and I'm going to go on to talk about the main talking point of the game. I think Wiz just Wiz fell asleep really. The ball, I think, ricocheted off Matt Clark and just fell to Lyle Taylor's feet, and he just slotted it home. On another day, probably would have cleared that, or Wiz would have got in the way. But again, it was just a lapse of concentration, and they've equalised. But now let's go on to the main talking point, which was the disallowed second goal for Derby. Great play by Tom Lawrence to actually find Josviak in that space, and Josviak slid it home, but obviously the linesman decided to give it offside about half an hour later, saying that Waghorn was in an offside position in the eyesight of the keeper, and Josviak was denied his first Derby goal. I mean, you look at the video evidence, it speaks for itself. I think Viv Anderson on Sky Sports was like, oh no, it was offside immediately. I mean, he would say that he's a red dog. So I didn't see anything wrong with the goal. If anything, we were robbed of 2 points today. I mean, at the start of the day, I probably would have taken a point. But clearly we were robbed of 2. So we should have had the 3 points today. Koku was fuming in his post-match press interview that he did with Sky. Called out the referee, and it was nice to actually see a bit of passion from Koku. Not that he lacks it. He's a very calm and collected individual, but it's just nice to see the other side of him, the fiery side, the angry side of him, because we don't get to see that much. But you can see that he obviously cares about the club. This past week and a half has been tough for him, the players and the fans. I mean, there was another article that was released this morning by that guy from the Daily Mail, Matt something. Seems to have a bit of an agenda on us. Remember earlier on in the season, he was like, we're going to get minus 21 points, and I had takeovers falling through, and we're going to go down into League One. He released another article today saying that Rooney takeover management was imminent, and Koku's going to be sacked today regardless of the result. If anything, that game today showed that the players are playing for Koku. First of all, the second thing is that key players returning, and I've said this before, the key players returning will make a difference into the side. And you can see how different a side we looked with Lawrence and Waghorn in the team, as opposed to when we played against Watford, where we lacked any sort of ideas. Josviak looks a real snip, 2, 3, 4 million, whatever we paid for him. He's something that we've actually not had in the last few years, which is a out and out attacking winger, not afraid to take his man on. The goals will come from Joswiak. You can tell he's got a decent shot on him, and he's just a nifty little player, something that we've missed for a long time. But yeah, overall, was really happy with the performance today. So we were solid. Curtis Davis again, Rolls Royce of a defender at the back. Just can't fault him at the minute. He's given his all to the club in the last few games. So I'm really happy to see him lead by example, and that's what you want your captain to do. And to be honest, going forward, I don't know where Rooney would actually fit into the side at the minute. But I always thought that Rooney would be an impact player off the bench, and I think going forward that might be the best option for him, just because the Shinnie and Knight in midfield seem to click, and then obviously my ideal front three when all fit would be Joswiak on the left, Lawrence in the number 10, and Jordan Ibe on the right. Special mention to Jordan Ibe today, played for the under-23s and scored after 2 minutes. Really good finish. If you get time to see that, please check it out. Looked sharp in the under-23s today, he did actually. Christian Bielik got 65 minutes as well. So it was nice to see a couple of the other lads getting minutes for the under-23s. But yeah, like I've maintained from the start, once we get a fully fit squad, you will see the difference in the side. And today's performance alone, it showed everything that we lacked in the last few games. There was grit, determination, passion, hard work, just everything you expect from a Derby side. You can't fault a performance like that, regardless of the result. They gave it their all today, the lads did, and again, we should have come away with 3 points had it not been from some dubious decisions made by the linesman. And to be honest, this season we've had awful refereeing decisions go against us. I mean, it's probably because the EFL want to obviously the EFL lost their case against us, they couldn't drop the points, so they're probably giving us these dodgy referees and dodgy linesmen to impact our season as much as they can, because it seems as if we're like one of the most unluckiest sides in the division. We get a lot of decisions actually go against us. Should have had 3, like I said today, we should have had 3 points, but it's something to build on this performance that we put in today. Very positive. I think a lot of the fans appreciated how positive we were today. We look good going forward, especially. We're looking a lot more solid at the back. It was nice to just see players playing in their rightful positions, and you play them in the right positions and you reap the rewards. And things will only get better from here. Once we start adding the goals into our game, we'll climb the table in no time. So it's onwards and upwards for the Rams. And I can't remember who we've got next. I think is it Cardiff and Bournemouth. I think we've got coming up in the next 2, which again are 2 tough games. But play like we did tonight, I don't see why we can't get a couple of draws, maybe a win and a draw, or even 2 wins. Just give it your all, and that's all we ask for as Derby fans, is that the players give it their all, lay it on the line on the pitch for 90 minutes, and win, lose or draw, we'll always be proud of the Rams. But yeah, unfortunately the Brian Clough Trophy remains in Nottingham for the time being, but there's a lot of positives to take from the result today. I think the fans are reciprocating that. There's a lot of positivity on the social medias tonight as well. And it's just a shame we couldn't get the 3 points, because I think Koku probably deserved it out of everyone. He probably deserves it the most, because he seems to get a lot of flack and a lot of stick. And don't get me wrong, some of the decisions he's made are questionable, or have been questionable, but he got things pretty much spot on tonight, and all that was missing was that winning goal that was robbed from us by the linesman. So never mind, it's on to the next game. Things look good. Just keep the faith, remain positive. If the players put that same performance in again in our next game. I can't see why we won't win it. We can obviously clearly match any side in the division if we put in performances like this. The thing with us now is just we need to be consistent. If we can stay consistent, we will go far, and we will go far in this league, and hopefully we'll climb up closer to the top half. And if it's in our karma, then we'll go into the top 6 eventually if we keep it up. But yeah, once we add the goals in, the team, you'll see the team really reap its rewards there. But until next time, come on you Rams.